I thought all of this was a joke until it started becoming real. People started finding my address. People started finding out where I went to work, what I did. And it kind of got really scary. Like, even my friends and family were involved in this. And I didn't want this to be an effect on my life. So hey guys, I quickly just want to dive in some things. Give me my first YouTube video. I'm going to try and grow this for you guys to showcase my lifestyle a little bit more, who I became and what it took for me to go on this journey, okay, as an influencer. I quickly just want to talk about the dark side of being a small influencer. Now, this comes with a lot of responsibilities. A lot of people who start social media, which I did previously before, even when TikTok was just starting out and there was new things being tested every single day, I was one of the few people who started posting on TikTok. I do realize I post on TikTok about first traps and I first trap, but I'm trying to now expand so I can actually, guys, showcase my life to you and what I'm doing throughout my whole entire day and the journey I want to take you guys along. That's going to be very, very fascinating. I think you would actually very, very much like it. So right now, I'm a very small influencer. I have around 100k on Instagram and I have around 214,000 on TikTok. Now, there are some dark sides to being a little social media influencer. And I know while some people think that 100k and 200k is actually quite big, which it is, don't get me wrong, but it's not that leap that you actually want to become successful in the social media space. When your success really starts to show, and for me, I still work, okay? I still work a normal job, and I try and substitute that with social media every single day. Now, the part where I talk about how a social media affected me is it's done a lot of good and it's done a lot of bad. I'm obviously going to keep continuing doing social media because I think that a lot of people, they stop when they have this sort of negative aspect about the whole social media space, okay? So the first thing about social media that I absolutely don't like is people's judgment, right? There are a lot of people who actually will judge you, people who actually hate you, and you just have to accept the fact that this is going to happen in the social media space. As an influencer, it happens to everyone, but you just have to ignore it. You know, I remember about 3-4 months ago, I remember seeing a comment with a picture of me, because TikTok and Instagram, I believe, have pictures now you can post, and it was just an edited picture of me, and I'm not an insecure guy, but if I had to say that this affected me, it did affect me, but I ignored it because while it was only one comment, you gotta think about all the positive, or all the other positive comments, and that's what people don't realize. You know, they look at all the negative comments and judge themselves by that when half your comments are going to be positive in real sense, guys. But I know that this is something that's going to be hard when you're starting out as a social media influencer. Obviously, I went for my viral look as Joel Goldberg, and I gotta say, guys, the toughest part about all of this was, I think people thought they had the right to stalk me, or they had the right to find out where I live, or make comments about me stalking them. And while, yes, okay, don't get me wrong, it comes to an extent. I thought all of this was a joke until it started becoming real. People started finding my address. People started finding out where I went to work, what I did during my times. And it kind of got really scary. Like, even my friends and family were involved in this. And I didn't want this to be an effect on my life. So I decided to change and just post normal content. I sort of took a little break because I know that mentally this is not okay for my head and my well-being. So I had to take a step back, and which I did. But that's not the case, guys. The case was feeling like you're always being watched, and I didn't want that to be the case. I really didn't. But when you get so kind of big, you're kind of starting out, it does get scary. And I want no one to experience that at all, because that's something that's going to affect you mentally. Obviously, I ignored past it. I took a little break. Some people, they just push past it. But I had to take a little break. I had to think about this whole social media and replan the whole entire thing, right? So, like I said, I'm very small. I'm not big yet, but I had to be really careful with the people I message and the people I actually interacted with online, because they can take it wrong. Just because I didn't want to say anything. And you can't really talk to people apart from if you just want to collab with like bigger social media influencers. Because I know in this world, and I've done it before, when I was really young, there's some, there might be some things online that I don't want people to see, okay? And the one thing that's actually changed, or the one thing that's going to change you, is how you interact with people and what you say online. I know some of the things I can't say online. A lot of people have deep, dark secrets that most people want to know about. I will never reveal that, but some people do, and it ruins their lives. I'm not going to be that person, because I don't want people to know me for bad things. I want people to know me for good things. And if I can showcase to the world that, okay, I'm just an individual who's trying to make it, who's trying to influence people, and eventually I'm going to start a brand. The only hard part about actual being a small social media influencer is the every single day grind. Make sure you post every single day. Make sure you release this content during a certain time, and that's what's really going to make or break you, is your ability to stay consistent every single day with content. Now, I know I'm only small, like I keep saying. I'm not this big guy. But hopefully I can break into this world of social media influencing, and by the end of the next year I can reach 1 million followers, hopefully. But like I said, it is a tough journey. Of course, I'm signed with an agency, so they are helping me out every single day on how I can improve. But again, it's hard. And while I am expected to do a lot, I think that's part of the beautiful journey of trying to be a social media influencer, especially as you're growing. Of course, it's my first YouTube video, and let me know, guys, what you want me to talk about. Whether you want my lifestyle, whether you want these tips, whether you want me going through my journey on a day-to-day basis. Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, subscribe if you want to keep updated with my content, and I'll see you in the next video. So thank you, guys.